we ended up with about 10.8 million cash on hand exiting Q2, and we are very much on track to turning cash flow positive by the end of 2025. So hopefully we'll be a profitable company next year. And then finally, the third part of our strategy is global expansion.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Anders Lundstrom. He is the CEO of Shield Therapeutics. And Anders, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. And also joining us is your Chief Financial Officer, Santosh Shanbhag. And Santosh, it's good to see you as well.
You too, Steve.
I know, Santosh, you have some news to share with us. We'll talk about that in just a second, but thought it'd be a good opportunity, Anders, to start things off by telling us a little bit about the company.
Absolutely. So Shield Therapeutics, we're actually a British company headquartered in Newcastle, but the US is the only market where we do the marketing and sales actively on our own. So most of our senior people are in the US together with the sales force and marketing and commercial analytics and so forth. And it's a collaboration between us and Viatris in the US market. So we have a product called Accrufer. It's for iron deficiency, and actually iron deficiency unrelated to whatever underlying condition there may be. It's a very large market, so about 15 million people per year has iron deficiency. And the problem we're solving for with our product is that most products are ferrous salts, and they dissociate in the stomach and then create a lot of gastrointestinal side effects. Up to 60-70% of people cannot tolerate the ferrous salts, and thereby they don't take the therapy. Our product, Accrufer, has a different formulation. It doesn't dissolve in the stomach, it dissolves in the small intestine, and thereby has a better tolerability and works better for the patient. That's sort of in a very short format who we are and what we do.
Yeah, and Anders, I would imagine you're seeing a growing market as well. There's a lot of people who talk about the deficiency and they need it, and not only in adults, but also in children as well. And I know you've had some recent news about that as well.
That's true. We just finalized a pediatric study for anybody actually from 1 year up to 17, and that we filed in both Europe with EMA, UK, and here with the FDA. And if everything goes well, we hope to have that indications in the second half of next year.
Okay, Santosh, let's bring you into the conversation because I know you've released your Q2 numbers today. So, sort of give me some thoughts on the Q2 and what you're seeing, and very happy with where you're at.
Yeah, Steve, thank you. No, we're pretty excited about what we saw in Q2 and the numbers and the performance. We built on the momentum exiting Q1, and we ended up with about $12.8 million in revenue from Accrufer in net revenues in Q2. That's nearly double what we did in Q1. So we're excited about that. We had about 47,000 prescriptions that led to this revenue. That's the highest we've ever had since launch. And so we're excited about that as well. That's a 30% growth over Q1 2025. And then we're seeing healthy margins and net selling price of about $231 in Q2 as well. That's compared to 187 in Q1. So across the board, the three key metrics that we look at, all looking really strong, and the momentum continues that we see bleeding into Q3 and Q4 as well. From a cash perspective, as you can imagine, we have been hyper-focused on cash and cash runway. We have changed that paradigm a little bit for Shield. Instead of cash runway, now we're looking at being cash flow positive, right? So we ended up with about 10.8 million cash on hand exiting Q2, and we are very much on track to turning cash flow positive by the end of 2025. So hopefully we'll be a profitable company next year. And then finally, the third part of our strategy is global expansion, whether it is Canada, whether it is Korea, China, the pediatric population that we just talked about, or Japan. So we recently signed an agreement with Japan, with Vitalnet in Japan. So we're excited about that. And we also filed our pediatric label expansion with EMA and FDA, like what Anders just said. And we got some milestones associated with that. We got about 665,000 from Vitalnet, and then €500,000 from Norgine for our submission into the EMA. So overall, a strong quarter, good financials. Knock on wood, we hope that it continues to persist in the second half as well.
Yeah, Santosh, it seems like you've been really building towards this since last year as well. It seems like that was a real focus for yourself and Anders as well, to really push the company into getting to that to be profitable by the end of 2025. It sounds like it's a good strategic plan that's really following through.
Absolutely, absolutely. We spent a lot of time and energy last year restructuring the business, strengthening our balance sheet. You probably heard we raised about 10 million at the exit of last year in terms of equity. We restructured our loan covenants. We sold a future milestone, so we monetized the milestone. We added a working cap financing. So overall, we strengthened our balance sheet. In addition to being hyper focused on the growth and scaling of Accrufer. So I think it's all playing out exactly like the way we wanted to, and we are well on track to being cash flow positive by the end of this year. So it's like it's working.
Yeah, and there's obviously some positives on the financial side, and I guess from what I was hearing from you earlier, it's really about growth and continued growth for the company.
No, you're absolutely right. And as Santosh mentioned, with the $10 million investment we got in the end of last year, we were able to actually have a completely approach to the marketing and sales that we see with the results we see this year. We were able to increase our marketing spend and especially do more digital marketing versus both prescribers and also directly to patients, which is new for this year. That in concert with a realignment of the sales force, where we focused our sales force to the territories where we see historically best sales, where we have the best payer coverage and best access to our prescribers. And that is really now working really, really nicely together. And that is also what we see in the results in the second quarter.
All right, gentlemen, we'll leave it there. Congratulations on the successes so far. I know it's lots of work still to come, but it's off to a good start. Santosh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
And Anders, good to talk to you as well. Thanks for all your insight.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much.
All right, there's Santosh Shanbhag, the CFO, and Anders Lundstrom, the CEO of Shield Therapeutics.